Welcome, friends. Today we'll discuss about debt funds. In last videos, we have seen about equity fund, different type of equity fund, and enormity of mutual fund asset under management. You can remember from last video, total asset under management of mutual fund is 39.62 lakh crore. Out of this amount, 50% is in debt fund. So you can see the enormity of this fund. So we cannot ignore this. It is very crucial part of mutual fund investment. One thing, before deep diving, let us build our case small by small so that it is easy to understand. Suppose you have to purchase a house. You did all due diligence and selected a house or a flat to purchase. You find everything, all amenities there as per your liking, number of bedrooms, balconies, kitchen, all as per your this community building there, parks there. So whatever your requirement that is fulfilling, and it cost is say 1.5 crore. You check your bank or savings, you find 40 lakh you can pay from your savings. So balance 1.1 crore. You have to take loan or borrow from friends. Suppose you decided to borrow from bank, then bank will check your credentials through Civil or Experian. And if bank satisfies you are credit worthy, then they agree to provide you loan. Then one agreement will be signed, that will be loan agreement, and bank will provide you that very loan, and you are supposed to pay some premium. So how that will be created, calculated? The first thing, let us see this one. There are so many EMI calculator available on Google, so you can take. I have taken this simply. If you will type Google calculator, you will find here by default you will find something. So you have to change figure as per your. This is 50 lakh. Okay, we want 1.1 crore, so we change this figure. Maybe this interest rate, same 9 tenure, maybe 10 here. Then if you enter, you will find figures coming. So loan EMI will be 1,39,343 per month. Total interest payable 57,000, 21,202, and total payment inclusive of principal and interest. You can see here 1 crore 67 lakh 21,204. Here you can see breakup of two part. The 65.8% is your principal loan amount and balance 34.2% is total interest you have to pay. If this interest rate, suppose 8.5%, then what will be the figure? You can see 1,36,384, and this all figure changing. So you can change as per your, maybe this 20 year. Then again, you can see this difference coming. So as per your loan requirement, you are taking loan. Same thing happens with corporates. Corporate also takes loans. Suppose any corporate want to take loan, 800 crore. 1000 crore, maybe any amount. So there are different options available with corporates. They can take loan from bank, one possibility. Then same calculation will be there, and if credit worthy, everything matches, bank will grant loan, and then one agreement signed, loan agreement, and they will give. Corporate have another option to take loan from investors, different investors, a small amount, and then that will be 800 crore, 1000 crore, or any amount. And corporates have different requirements, maybe some for long term, some for short term. Suppose they have 150 crore requirement for short term. So they will take loan, maybe 10 crore, 1 crore, a small amount from different investor, and they will issue a promissory note. And by the end of the maturity period, they will repay the principal amount and again the interest. If it is more than 1 year, it will be bond. If less than 1 year, of course, this bond will be known as commercial paper. So that will be paid to investor. So if you understand how these bonds or commercial papers are issued, then it will be easy to understand further part of debt. Let us dissect more, deep dive more. Suppose government also wants to take loan or borrow from investor, same 150 crore, maybe 200 crore for their short-term requirements. Then it will be known as treasury bills. And treasury bills are of different type. 91 days, 182 days, maybe 365 days, maybe more. 5 year, 10 year, different types of bonds are there. Now, second part's coming, risk, associated risk. So first we will understand in the case of our loan. From there, then I will see this part. So a bank, what risk they have? First thing they have, this bank have risk of cash flow. Suppose up to 10 year or 15 year, whatever we agreed, we signed agreement. If we are paying this monthly installment EMI regularly, then it is good. There is chances of some irregular payments, some months not able to pay, then bank will be hit by their cash flow. So there is cash flow risk, associated risk. Second risk is default risk. Maybe after some year, due to any reason, like this corona, a guy lost his job, or maybe something other thing happened, the customer defaults, then this also associated risk is there. Third type of risk is interest rate risk. RBI keep changing interest rates as per requirements to regulate market, to contain inflation, okay, to boost economy. There are so many things for RBI. Accordingly, this will. So again, from here, this interest rate risk comes. Suppose in place of 9%, RBI reduces risk. These interest rates, then people will migrate to another bank, or may bank have to lower interest rate. So again, they have risk there. So either they have to lose customer, or they have to reduce the interest rate. Another is again this credit rating risk associated with bank. If customer more and more customer defaulting, then this risk associated. Another risk is asset risk. Suppose nowadays this corona just happened. Due to this, in place of this 1.5 crore, this property price reduced to 1 crore or maybe 75 lakh, 80 lakh. Then, if a customer defaults, bank will not able to recover their principal amount itself. So these are the associated risks there. Accordingly, in the case of corporates also, there are associated risks. Same like credit risk, maybe interest risk or price risk. So associated risk there. In our example of these corporates taking loan like a PFC, REC or anyone taking borrowing from market, so there are associated risks. In the case of treasury bills, there is no risk. Government will not default. It is assumed that the government will never default. So this zero risk is there. But for others, there is risk. From here, we have to understand how interest rate or coupon value fluctuates. If Government of India or Treasury bills is available at 6.5%, maybe 7% any rate available, and government intending to borrow 150 crore and in any corporate also want to borrow same amount or maybe different amount, same coupon rate or interest rate, then it will be difficult for corporates because people will, investor will choose, of course, treasury bills. Why? They will go to any corporates because there is associated risk. For any corporates, it cannot be assumed as zero risk. So may have to corporate give some extra interest in place of 6.5 or 7, may have to give 8, 8.5, one thing. Now see second scenario for sugar company or any manufacturing company with 25 years of experience and great credit worthiness, and another is hardly 5 years old, and both are giving same interest rate. Which one will follow? Of course, it is first one because there is good credit worthiness. So we will go with first one with 8%. He will not go with second one with same interest or same coupon value. If second one giving more, then okay, of course you can see and opt for this. So these are the different scenario. Third scenario, maybe smaller corporates, big corporates. So different scenarios are there, and we can see different interest that happen. If you have understand this associated risk and how this debt or loan, all this play in market, then we can see now debt funds for liquid funds. Actually, mutual funds invest in these debts or these borrowings of corporates, invest money there, and from there they earn. Suppose any corporate like PFC or Reliance intends or borrows from market 150 crore, small amount, at an interest of some 8.5%. So how this calculation will happen? So let us understand and then we will deep dive. So let us go. See rate we have taken 8.5% and loan for borrowings is 150 crore. So actual rate, actually this 8.5% is not monthly or daily, it is annual, yearly. So how much will be here? If this treasury bills or CP, this commercial paper is for 60 days, then what will be the actual 60 into 8.5? If it is 9, then we will multiply with 9 and divided by 365. Then we will get actual for this 60 days 1.397% of interest rate. Again, here this loan 150 multiplied by this 1.397 by 100 to get percentage. So we can see 2.096 crore. So any corporate, this mutual fund house AMC investing in that 150 crore. Suppose here this whole amount is invested by your SDFC mutual fund, maybe Axis mutual fund or SBI. Then what will be their earning? They will earn 2.096 crore in 60 days. So these will be earnings. And mutual funds keep on investing in different corporates and treasury bills of different maturity periods and earn and this amount distributed to their investor. So if you have understand up to now, then it is not much pertinent for us to understand how debt funds works, what are their internal merits. We are only interested in or any mutual fund investor should be concerned about QFAN. One should invest in debt mutual fund, how one can invest, what are the available mutual funds, debt mutual funds available, what are the associated risks, and based on one can decide and invest there. And based on different this associated risks, different maturity period, there is categorization of debt mutual funds. Like in equity, there are 11 types. Here also 16 types of debt mutual funds available from October 2017 as per the SEBI circular. So in those categorization, today we'll understand liquid mutual fund or liquid debt fund. In the case of liquid debt fund, this maturity period will be 91 days, less than 91 days period. So any mutual fund or AMC investing in any commercial paper or bond, maturity period less than 91 days, or treasury bills less than 91 days, those will come under this. The mandate of this liquid debt fund is to invest in any debt instruments which maturity is less than 91 days. Let us see one example. For example, HDFC mutual fund. Here we can see this debt holding in portfolio of this HDFC liquid fund growth. Okay. So you can see here all this bond, treasury bills. Okay. Other here value, how much they have invested, and total holding percentage, how much quantity they have given. This million, this crore, we can see bond, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. Again, this treasury bill, a small industries Development Bank of India, Reliance Jio Infocom, Canara Bank, Jamnagar Utilities, Power Private Limited. So What are these? Being less than 1 year, these CP commercial papers written, sectors are given, these ratings here, rating agency we can see here, value we can see, and holding percentage, how much. So this exhausting list, this complete list we can see where the company or mutual fund, this HDFC mutual fund have invested. And from there, they will get return. And of course, we can. Let us see another Axis Bank. In the case of Axis Bank mutual fund, you can see here this treasury bills, how much they have invested 11.46, 9.75. Then again, National Bank of Agriculture and Rural Development, this Punjab National Bank, Tata Steel, Aditya Birla Finance Company, Export Import Bank of India. So all we can see, all complete details, rating agency, we can see everything here given. So from here we can get where they have invested and whether associated risk are less or more. From this rating we can get, and we can decide our whether you should go with this. Of course, there are other criteria also to decide, right? Another one thing, question arises, why one should invest in liquid fund if it the yield of maturity is 6.62%, we can see here, almost same we can get from bank. There are two things. In saving account, hardly now you can get 3.5 to 4%. Yes, of course, in fixed deposit, you can get similar return. But in case of fixed deposit, there are maturity period, associated maturity period, maybe 60 days, 90 days, 1 year, 5 year, whatever you are investing. Accordingly, you will get this interest rate. But in the case of liquid fund, you can redeem anytime and you can get your money in earlier T.2 now, maybe T+1 day in your account credited and you can use. So people want to invest for lesser period, maybe for less than 1 year, maximum 1.5 year. They invest in liquid fund, a smaller time frame they have, and they can get similar return. That is why people invest in liquid fund. Otherwise, there is no reason to go here. Associated risk compared to bank fixed deposit, of course, there is more, but there is flexibility also. So due to this flexibility, people invest. And as EMC is involved, and we have seen if they have so many investment, hundreds of investment, so there are chances of very less of default. If any one company is defaulting, it will not impact. Here we can see a small amount they are have invested. So it will not affect that much. Let us actually I was uh, trying to see okay, how much amount is this under management. And with this respect to if you will see, this will be very less. In the case of this HDFC liquid fund, this asset under management is around 54,000 crore. So it will not affect much. Let us go there. And so every details are provided here. And here you can see this fund side list, 54.262.71 crore. So you can see the enormity and how much they are investing. This is a small amount they have invested in any particular fund. So from here we can see this is small, even if one or two defaulting, it will not affect. So in my view, there is almost negligible risk associated with this mutual fund, liquid mutual fund, and one can have in different AMC, diversify, and one can go ahead. So this is from today. We'll see another type of this debt mutual funds tomorrow. This balance 15 there. So I will try to dissect all. Some of more I will take tomorrow. Till then, thank you. Bye bye.